This program contains some material that many parents would not find suitable for children under the age of 14. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Collector Shot. Today I've got a special treat lined up for you guys. We have none other than the dubbiest of dubs, my man Big Dub himself. We talk about YouTube, we talk about his weight loss, we talk about the fire sale, we also talk about a new fitness challenge that we are working together on to motivate one another and also motivate other people as well too. So sit back, buckle up, enjoy this conversation, and you guys are gonna have a blast. So let's go. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Collector Shot. Joining me today is the one, the only, the biggest loser, I would say. Entrepreneur, fire sale starter. And
yes.
overall, just in general, one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. Big Dub, everybody. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, what's up? I feel like I'm about to win an award. Like
You would win an award
like a Sethy
for
award.
the biggest heart.
Oh, well, that's the kind of award I want to win. See, Mom, I didn't turn out even all those detentions,
Yeah.
Permanent detention. The 10th grade year it must have done something.
So what's going on, buddy? How was your Christmas?
It was great. That was great. For the first time, actually, ever, both my sisters, my older sister's husband, my parents, and then Natalie and Kai and I were all in a room together.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is like, weird to say, but that everything's been so weird over the last couple of years. And
it has been, and it's like, I still haven't done a holiday with my brothers yet. Well, my younger brother, I've seen multiple occasions. My older brother, unfortunately, is out there in La La Land when it comes to certain things of matters of protection and things like that. So we don't go into that too much. But dude, I'm so happy we finally got a chance to sit down and do this. You're one of the most sought out people that people have left comments on the video saying, hey, you got to get him on. You got to get him on.
Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, I've been honored to be a guest on a very early episodes of most of your various things that you do.
What's Poppin? The Lego Lounge.
Yeah. And the
Geek Show.
Yeah. It makes me feel good. I just tend to stay pretty busy, so it is kind of hard to.
We're all busy, man. It's just a question of trying to find a time to squeeze it, as some would say.
Squeeze it, yeah. I mean, and there are a lot of NECA Funko sections that we have to be in. So.
I know you love when I say that, the NECA Funko section.
It's my favorite. In fact, when is this going on? Is this New Year's Eve?
It might drop at some point during the week. I'll let you know.
So at some point in this week, I'm actually putting out my first just standard hunt video for the first time in I don't know how long. New Year's Day. It's Kai and I on a hunt. I think it may even be called the NECA Funko section. Like that may be the name of the video. But it is. It's only like 20 minutes. It's a very much a what's poppin' style. Pure, we're gonna go to Walmart's and Target's hunt video. That's NECA Funko style.
That's what you got to do sometimes. So before we get started, this is the Collector Shot. However, we're recording this early in the morning, so I'm just taking a shot of Red Bull right now to just get myself going. Brian's got some Powerade.
Powerade Zero, of course. Powerade Zero.
So kudos to you, sir. Before we dive into any of the topics and things like that we're going to discuss, Brian and I have been talking the past 2 days. We are currently working on a project called #BeDubFit. So what this is that this is going to be accountability for me and Brian and other people that want to join in. Now, the thing about this is that this is not like, any kind of challenges that you've seen us, talk about in the past. This is just more of a support system thing to where he can get better, I can get better, and other people that want to join in can get better. Because listen, at the end of the day, we ain't spring chickens anymore. And, I got a birthday coming up next month. I'm going to be 39. It isn't getting any easier. The joints are hurting all the time. And I need to get better. I need to lose some weight, and I need to get back into, just better shape overall and better health, so I can stick around for my, for my kids and my wife. I don't know how much my wife wants me to stick around, but,
You got to check that life insurance policy.
Exactly. So, but Brian is the brainchild behind this, so I'm going to let him step in now and give you guys all the details.
Thanks, Seth. So BeDubFit, the word B-E, and you'll hear a lot more about this from both of our channels in the coming, especially in the coming few weeks. But as I was thinking about, and I think Seth will talk more about my 2020 kind of weight loss here later in this talk. But I was on a 3-year plan in my life when I started. Year 1, get better, just get healthy, get better, like what Seth's talking about. Everything hurt, Year 2. I was like, okay, I've gotten better. I want to actually feel like an athlete again. I want to get stronger. I want to get faster. I want to use it in ways. But then more importantly, if I've prolonged my life, I need to have a life worth living. I need to see people more. And if you've watched Dub Life this year, we know I've seen Seth more than ever. I mean, there was a time where Mike may as well have been a regular person in Dub Life. I think 6 straight weeks he was on. Yeah. But it was all over multiple states. It wasn't like we were all wherever. And then, of course, having Natalie and Kai in my life. And so, again, that was an internal focus thing. So year 1, internal to me, my body. Year 2, internal to my house and my circle. Year 3, external. I believe that a lot of the lessons I've learned, a lot of the things I've been through, just broadly in my life, but especially the last couple of years, can help other people. And, the saying is the rising tide raises all boats. And I know, like Seth, we've had some starts and stops on some competitions, and the same thing with Josh and some other friends that really want to get more focused and committed. And rather than do a challenge or put the championship belt on the line or whatever the case may be, which all could happen within this as well, right? More specifically, how do we help everybody? A lot of you folks, thousands, tens of thousands, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of people across all the different videos and the social media channels are watching us do stupid stuff. Let's just be honest, dumb things, interact with horses and animals at Walmart. It's not the most inspirational content there's ever been, but the eyes are there, and I think we're all good people. And so can we use that to help not just each other? I really want to help Seth. Seth has a goal I want to help him get to. It'll help me get to a goal, but I think we can help everybody. We posted a little bit about it on Facebook this morning, and already, I don't know, Seth, if you've looked at that post.
Oh, yeah.
People talking about quitting smoking and not just
weight loss. It's not. Yeah, it's
general health.
I mean,
people may be in top condition, but you struggle mentally with things.
Yeah. I mean, I know somebody personally who can use a little bit of help with alcoholism. I'm not going to name any names, but smoking, alcoholism, maybe if you're bulimic,
sure,
or just any kind of maybe eating disorder or anything you're having
issues with. Buying too many action figures because you're just buying just to buy. All of us, right?
So,
just to buy.
And you've helped me with that, and we're gonna jump and we're gonna dive into that later. So, yeah. But again, it's more of a mental thing than really a physical thing, because the mental is about, I would say, 95% of the problem when it comes to this stuff, because you've got to find motivation, you gotta find the will, you gotta find the drive, and again, it goes back to what we were just saying with accountability. Accountability is a huge thing. If you don't hold yourself accountable, someone needs to do that for you. And, and again, that goes back to having a great support system, which, again, this is what the whole point of this is just having a great support system, good people around, to help motivate. And that's what we're going to get out of this. And we could create a nice little community from it.
And a lot of folks, right? Like, I was an athlete. Seth was an athlete. Like, you have coaches that yell at you, and that gets you to work. But most of the time when you become an adult, that isn't the ticket. This is going to help me because I don't want to let Seth down. I would rather Seth get to his goal than me get to my goal, but I know they work together because I'm going to work hard to help encourage Seth and all of you. And then together, this groundswell of everybody doing it can help us get there. So there's going to be places on social media. We're going to talk about it more. I'll probably make a dedicated launch video itself, a quick one. But along with this, I mentioned I did a toy hunt. I'm going to start doing more toy hunts specifically to help for this, because I know people love the toy hunt videos, short ones that you can watch. And with that, I'm going to look for things to give away each month, and Seth's going to give away.
Yeah, we're going to do the same thing.
There's going to be multiple giveaways all year long. Sometimes it may be whatever. Like for instance, yesterday I stumbled across the NECA, the Mini Faces of Pennywise set, which is a pretty cool set. I don't collect that, right? But a lot of people want it. It goes for double the price on eBay. So I grabbed it. That may be a month one giveaway, right? So things like that when we're hunting, doing things like that. And if you use the hashtag, it's just going to be randomized. It's not going to be who loses the most weight or who does whatever. It's just going to be, are you participating? So if every day you're posting, hey, I went to the gym today. Hey, I didn't smoke today. And you're using the hashtag, you just keep getting entries over and over and over again.
That's how it works.
It's just participation. So you'll get more information, but I think it'll be something great for the community. The community turned out and encouraged me when I did mine, and now I want to turn that back around and give it.
No, and we can now segue into that. I mean, watching your videos over the past year, and I mean, the motivation, the drive, the weight loss thing. I mean, that was just absolutely amazing, man. And I don't think enough people can commend you on what you did. I wish I had that motivation and that drive, and you did. And you know what? And everybody goes about their own things in a certain way about how they deal things. And, me, I'm not, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm not as public about it as you are. But, the fact that you made it public, you took people along the journey with you, you showed people all the hard work that you were putting in, whether you were putting it in the videos or posting on Facebook or Instagram. Right. I mean, you inspired people. And that was great. That was great to see. I mean, you even got me motivated at one point, but then I fizzled out because I can't get out of my own way sometimes.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
But yeah, we're gonna fix that. But I mean, dude, honestly, like, how did you mentally like prepare yourself for that?
Well, I mean, I've got a lot of background in sports, not just being an athlete for all growing up and then into early adulthood. But then I coached for 10 years as well. So like that mindset of getting ready for the next thing, it's just always something like I've had to have, for the first 30 years of my life. That's what it was. I was getting ready for it. So I had to approach it. And even my mom, she mentioned, oh, it's just game week for Brian. He's just turning game week into a year. He's just approaching it one day at a time. And that was my mindset. I used to travel all the time for work extensively, 200 plus days a year. And when COVID happened, I just stopped. Like all of a sudden I was home by myself with no one. And it gave me a realization of how empty my life kind of was, because my life was based on all these things I go do for work, but not like at home. And so I had to change it, right? I had to make a difference. And I just stayed mentally focused. But you mentioned doing it publicly. The publicly is not a look at me. It's a help me, because I knew if I posted these things, and if I made a year-long video that I was putting content up for every week, right? Once you've been working that long on something, you're not going to let it go away, right? You've put too much work into it. And the same thing with the public. If I'm posting and posting and posting, I'm at the gym, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. There's a lot of people that are encouraged by it. There's also a lot of people waiting for you to fail. There's a lot of people on the internet waiting to say, look, see, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So I was motivated to just keep being steady. If you remember when you guys came up here with Jan and Mike, and Jan was like, man, you did so good. And then like, I saw you on vacation, you're eating these cakes. Why are you going to throw it all away? Well, like you got to have a balance. And that's a thing I've struggled with this year, but he's right. Like why that's the thing I'm looking. Somebody say, dude, don't go back. You worked so hard. Don't go back. That's what the accountability element of it is. That's why you do it publicly, because as bad as the haters and trolls can be, you do also want that accountability to shame you if you just say, "I'll screw it. I'm just going to go back and gain 200 pounds and be done with it."
I wish someone held me accountable for Potato Mountain.
Well, that was I was a encourager in that.
If I could, the way I feel about YouTube is kind of like the way I need to feel about working out. I'm so motivated and so driven when it comes to anything YouTube that I need to find a way to channel that energy and put it into the weight loss thing. And again, it's all about finding balance. And that's the thing. People don't realize how much time goes into doing stuff on YouTube, and like what the schedule is. It's like, you know, and then also with all your personal stuff mixed in, which is, you know, something that I want to try to start incorporating. So, you know, people get to know me a little bit better, and not just
Yeah.
as a toy hunter, but people get to know me as an individual, as a person. You know, here's just a
That's I've been encouraging you to move to vlog format for a while. And while there's an element of it that's like, I know you would enjoy it more, not going to 296 Walmarts every week. You're a great guy. You're one of the best people I know. But when you just are in action figure aisles and kind of telling your jokes, you're just a character. You're just a
yeah,
caricature of who you are. You're a genuinely good person that has a whole lot more to give to whoever may watch all the eyeballs that get on your videos than just here's the new Marvel Legends, right?
yeah,
Like
true,
there's a
true.
lot of places they can get that, and sure, we want to be successful on YouTube and have all those things, but there's another way to measure success, and you have a lot more to give.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, man. But you know, it's like, again, like here's schedule. So like, you know, Saturday and Sunday, I'm always out and about. I'm filming for the Tuesday for the video I'm going to put out on Tuesday. You know, Monday is kind of like my day off where like I don't do anything, you know, YouTube related. Then then before, when I was putting out 200 videos a week, Tuesday and Wednesday after work, I would go out, film and hunt, you know,
It's crazy.
and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I have the live streams that I do at night.
Yeah.
And then it's back all over again, you know. So it's like, you know, trying to find time between work, my kids, my family, you know, all that stuff, and balance it. You know, it's like you guys are probably sitting there now thinking, okay, well, when did this guy have time to work out? So that's kind of one of the reasons why I dropped the this doing the second hunt video week. I just felt like it was becoming too much. So now, without having to do that and have to run out after work, that allots me time now to squeeze in a workout and try to get, you know, myself better. So
And it doesn't take, like, you don't have to immediately start running a marathon. Like, it doesn't take that much. You just have to start doing something. Like,
yeah,
if you watch my weight loss video for the first like 4 months, all I was doing was playing the Ring Fit video game. That's all.
yeah,
I changed my diet, right? I'm not eating a 20-piece nugget and a double quarter pounder at McDonald's for lunch. I'm trying, maybe just one of those things to start with and work your way away from McDonald's altogether.
yeah.
But it was just starting, taking a walk, whatever, because eventually all right, well, if I can do that, I can add 5 more minutes and do this, or I can do this harder activity that actually takes less time and is more beneficial,
Yeah.
running, whatever the case may be. You just have to start.
See, I'm a cardio guy. So like, you know, when part of my routine when I first start getting back into this stuff is basically just doing all cardio nonstop, whether it's walking or running or, you know, anything like that, you know, because I like to drop all the water weight first.
Yes.
And that way I know everything that I've lost is water weight. That way, if I know if I'm putting back on weight, it's
Absolutely.
muscle and it's not fat.
And you get that big success at the beginning, right? You
Yeah.
get rid of sodas and teas and beer and alcohol and whatever, and you just drink water and you get your cardio. That first month, you'll shed 7-8% of your body weight, and you'll feel awesome.
Easily.
You'll feel awesome. It's not realistic for that to keep happening, right? That just is what happens in that first 30 days.
Oh no, yeah, you plateau afterwards, and then you just gotta keep grinding.
And I'll say, and as part of this, BeDubFit, people that are genuinely struggling. Some folks will just need this encouragement, motivation will help them, right? Accountability help them. But like if so I have one of my teammates at my kickboxing gym. She has done the same thing I did. She's probably lost half of her body weight, but she can't get the last 10 pounds off the hump. She can't do it and she's really close. It's really hard. So with her, and this will be something that's not on the social media because somebody I actually see every day. I'm going to do the same workout she wants to do because she needs a companion, right? So if Seth is struggling to get his cardio, but he knows, hey, I'm going to try to run a mile today, I'll run that mile with him too, right? If that's something he needs. Or for someone that is really struggling with quitting smoking, and it'll help if someone's joining you with you. I don't smoke, but I may say, all right, I'll give up whatever. I'll give up dairy for a month to do something with you. So people that really, really, really need it, we'll be willing to try to partner with you. It's going to be unique, right, to each person. But some people really need it, right? Really need a little extra accountability. So that's part of it too. Or maybe someone else, hopefully someone else in the group too, that may also need to quit that same thing or do that same thing, can join with you, and you get subgroups and so forth. Because that helps you too, right? To know, all right, I got to run a mile. Brian don't want to run a mile either, or I'll do something I don't like to do, and I'll do it with you. You know, it just helps. It helps to have a teammate going through the same things as you are. It just makes it better.
No, absolutely, and I'm really looking forward to doing this, and I'm hoping I get myself back into shape because not that I have a feeling, not that I have feelings or I have a soul or anything like that, but honestly, and I've said this before 1,000 times, to be on YouTube and to put yourself out there, you've got to have thick skin. You're always
Oh
going to
yeah,
have people. You're always going to have people saying stuff like, I've got always people saying, "Oh, stop breathing into the camera. God, you're so fat. Lose some weight." You know what? Listen, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt me. Okay, words do not hurt me. I take that and I use that as fuel to only up the game. And
yeah.
I take those hurtful things as motivation. It doesn't hurt me. I still go to sleep at night without without anything
Doesn't
on my
change
mind.
anything.
You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah,
but segueing into from the weight loss stuff into another thing. So was the Big Dub fire sale, was that part of the lifestyle,
yeah.
change?
Absolutely,
And did you
absolutely.
feel that you just had like an abundance of stuff that you were buying stuff, like you said, like we were just buying stuff just for the
Just to buy
sake
it.
of buying stuff, just to make ourselves feel that instant gratification, or you, again, like was this just part of the style? Like you just woke up one morning and you're like, you know what, man, it's time to make a change and let's start with this.
Yeah, so if you remember, I said earlier, kind of a 3-year plan. So the fire sale happened near the end of year one. I had, in fact, my final day of the weight loss was December 1st. That fire sale happened that week. Like Josh was actually here on my final day of the weight loss thing. I think that was the first day of the fire sale. So I was going into the new year, and all this stuff just accumulated. And I'm not traveling more. I'm home, and it's still just piling up. Like I don't have. It's COVID. I mean, there was a period of time, you
Yeah.
don't even see another person for like 30 days because of COVID or whatever, and it's just piled up. And I looked, and I had like 25 hot toys, just not in the plastic, in the just shippers
Yeah.
still. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And it wasn't that like I couldn't afford it. It's a lot of money. That's not to say it's not a lot of money, but I was able to pay for it, whatever. I was just buying it just to buy it. I was like, am I going to be a Hot Toys completionist? That at one point, I was actually trying to get every MMS. I'm like, what? Why? That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I
For
remember. I
what?
remember going back to Mike. What is it? Mike's old video, Josh's old videos, some of your old videos, and they were when they were at
I
your
had
place.
almost
And
every Marvel Hot Toy
yeah,
at one point.
I mean the detox. I mean, were just crazy. I mean, like
Yeah.
I would sit there and I'd be like, salivating at the mouth. Like holy crap. I'm like, is this something that I want to attempt to do, or should I only just stick to the ones that I
You
want?
were you were thinking about getting all the Iron Man at one time. I
I
remember
was.
that.
I
That's an
was.
unobtainable goal too.
It is. It's so
The
unobtainable.
So, my mindset was, what these things are piling up. I'm using money that doesn't need to go toward that, even if I have it, right? It shouldn't go to that. What can I do that helps me get more forward into my life? Again, wanting to have a more stable thing and wanting to have something to live for. People in my life, and amazingly, the very first day I met, or that Natalie came over, was in the middle of that fire sale. Like she came over into the chaos after
Oh,
we had sold like 2 days. And this house, you've been to my house, there
oh
was
yeah.
you couldn't see carpet or floor anywhere.
Oh no,
Covered.
you were sending me and Mike and everybody pictures.
Unbelievable. And she comes in, and David and Josh are sitting right here behind me, and they've got this fishing tackle box of heads and hands, because I never thought I was going to sell anything. So I just kept the heads, SH Figure Arts, Marvel Legends, Turtles, whatever. I'm talking thousands of heads and hands, and they're trying to go, oh no, how are we going to separate this stuff out? And they're just sitting there shaking their head, and Natalie comes in, and they're like, y'all just go do something else. We'll handle this. They were great that week. They're like, you handle this. And the fact that she came back after seeing that, I mean, it looked like a Comic-Con bomb at the UPS store had blown up in here. And again, having dating somebody that has a 12-year-old, there's other things to put that money toward, right?
Yeah.
There's future stuff. It's not just
Yeah.
about me. So, taking it, paying off a car, putting a bunch of equity in the house. You know, again, it's not like I needed the money, but I wanted to do things like that makes the future better.
Yeah.
And again, I wanted to get out from under it quickly, and I wanted to do something right by all the community. So we tried to sell those things. I mean, Lord, I was selling the Triple H SH figure arts for $4.
Yeah, I mean,
$3.
shit was just flying off for nothing. I mean, listen, I stalked both nights. you know, and listen. So the funny thing is that again, like a lot of people don't know this. So Brian gave me and Mike and a few other people first cracks before everything went to the general public. So that's how I wound up with Igor. And of course, being a Hulkbuster completionist, I had to.
He had to have him.
I had to have it, and it turns out now that is one of the most prized pieces in my.
I saw that in your video.
In my collection, because it holds that much significance.
That was cool because I think Mike said something similar about the gantry when you interviewed him.
Yeah,
that he got from the sale as well, and that's that is important to me too because it. My friends got things. I mean, Josh has very openly talked about this.
Yeah.
The things that I gave him to pay him for helping me. He was able to use to, in essence, help him rebuild a collection, deal with unemployment, get his kids Christmas.
Yeah.
And then all these other people that have tagged me and these things live on. That's awesome. That's worth so much more than having sold those things for an extra 30-40%.
Oh, yeah.
Because it lives on in my collection, which I think was one of the best that there was.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question.
Lives on. But for me, I wanted to focus down. So, I mean, I still got way too much crap, but I wanted to slim it down and do all those things. And it made me feel good. It still makes me feel good. Every time I see somebody post it, it makes me feel good.
So that was a great thing that you did for the community. And if anybody ever questions that, well, I've got 2 words for you. So, the first time I met you and, was great because, I love meeting people from all walks of life, different mentalities, and one of the things I looked forward to the most is when we did Castle Dub, and being able to sit there and just talk to you and Josh and just pick your brains about YouTube and life and collecting and stuff like that. You guys, kind of put me on the right path. I would say right now where I'm at, where I've narrowed things down. I'm focusing on what I really enjoy. You guys help me get back to my passion of wrestling. So it's like, I'm so all in on the wrestling figures now that it's just it is, man. I mean, like I got every single ultimate figure now, and a lot of those I had to backtrack and pay, an arm and a leg for. I've got almost every single AEW figure. The only ones that I'm really missing are the chases, and I'm working on getting those. And then there's some other miscellaneous figures like here and there. Like you could see, I've got like the CM Punk.
Get that signed, right?
I want to get that signed. I'm hoping he's at AEW Fan Fest when I go in March, so I can get him signed and meet him and achieve another life goal. But just talking to you guys and picking your brains, help me focus on some things that I really wasn't focusing on and getting back to the basics of things. And, again, great. If you guys haven't had the opportunity just sit down and just talk to these guys, I mean, you guys don't know what you're missing out on. Josh gave me a shit ton of information. You gave me a lot of good feedback on a lot of good things. And it was just great. And overall, just being in that spooky castle, which we're currently working on Castle Dub 2.
A few months away. Yeah.
Maybe this time instead of rats, we'll get raccoons.
Oh, well, I don't know if we want raccoons.
Possum maybe
eat us. I remember that. I mean, I remember the start of that conversation at Castle Dub, and I think one of the things I said is, "Seth, you're buying literally all
everything.
Like in your videos, you just said, "Oh, I'm going to get this fig pin and this Ninja Turtle and this NECA." I mean, I'm like, dude, that's 13 lines you bought in one single video. 13 different lines. And where are you putting it? Oh, it's all in the storage unit. Well, you're just doing it just to do it. You're just doing it for a reason that isn't actually positive. Like,
yeah,
in the long run.
Absolutely.
And since then, you've been so much more focused, and I think people enjoy it more. Because again, people come to our channels, I believe, for us, for the person.
Yeah, the personality.
The
Absolutely.
Walmart is the same as every other doggone Walmart.
Yeah.
But they want to see the silliness. So it doesn't matter what you buy. It doesn't matter. The people that like comment, "Oh, I can't believe this person hunts and didn't buy something," they're like, it's like 1 in 1,000. Who cares? They want to be there and be a part of your community that you've built. And I think being focused, and that was, again, I love those times where we get together and we can just chop it up and talk about this, because like this stuff doesn't exist anywhere else. Like I can't talk to my parents about YouTube. Not that it would, but like they were like, just stop. Like if there's something that bothers you about it, just stop. I'm like, well, it's not. Now I have people that look forward to it, and it helps them. Like for all the trolls out there, there's 10 people that send a message that say, hey, I was lonely on my birthday and I got to watch this and it made me feel like I was part of something, or whatever the case may be. But it's got to be healthy for us too, because we, Seth, you've been going at it a long time. You don't want to flame out. A lot of our friends have stopped posting because of what happens.
Yeah, I'm on 5 years now of this.
Wow.
And I haven't missed a Tuesday hunt video in 5 years. Whether I'm sick or I'm on my deathbed or I got other stuff going on, I always make time to put this out, because I understand that people, like you just said, people count on our videos.
I watch your show Tuesday morning. Like I don't even think I've realized I've done this until the last couple months, that I almost factor in, on Tuesday, I'm going to eat breakfast late and I'm going to watch your video with like a coffee. I'm going to step away from work. And like when it, if it's, I don't know if you always posted it like 10 o'clock or if sometimes
it's usually like 10 or a little after, give or take.
Yeah. So like the times that it's a little after, I remember like looking at the clock going, when does he post this video? And like, I'm not even consciously thinking, oh, I can't wait for Seth to post a video. It's just, oh, it's Tuesday. Like it used to be TGIF, right? Back in the day, it's time to watch Urkel. Like I want to watch Seth. And like literally almost everything you show, I either have or don't care about. Like I don't care. But I want to spend 20 minutes with my buddy and seeing what he's up to. And especially like your most recent vlog was awesome with all the little B-rolls, interstitials, and you showed the behind the scenes of bits and buttons and all that stuff. That was great. It made me feel like I was hanging out with you guys again, and I haven't got to hang out with you guys in a few months.
And and that's the thing, like you telling me about the vlog style and Mike, and Mike talking to me about it. It's like, the whole thing with the hunt videos is that everybody can do a hunt. Anybody can do a hunt video.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. You've got to do things that separate you from the rest of the pack, and I thought about this for like the longest time. Like if you noticed from like when I started to like where I'm at now, I've actually toned it down a lot.
Yeah.
Like every other word out of my mouth used to be F and this and F and that, and and it's like, because I thought doing stuff like that would separate me from everyone else, because everybody else kept it clean, and again, that's not my personality. I like to have fun, and and if I get pissed off, I want people to know that I'm pissed off about something, and I'm not just going to hold it back and be like, oh, I'm kind of upset. I want to be like, yo, F this, this is BS. It's like, I want to, I want people to know, but I understand that, it's just, again, that kind of humor.
Want to watch this stuff with their kids, or they want to watch it.
Yeah, people want to watch it with their kids. So I've scaled it back a lot. I mean, listen, I still have my moments just like anybody else, but again, it's like what it boils down to now is like what you said. It's about personality. It's about people coming to hanging out with us, and they want to feel like they're hanging out. They're hanging out with you. So like, again, like talking to you and Mike, I think this vlog style could be kind of fun. I just have to find
it's more fun to edit. I know that it's a little harder to edit, but it's more fun to edit because you feel good about the product at the end of it. You're like, yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean the video that I put out on Christmas Eve, which was the newer style. I had a few people comment on there like, oh, I don't like this style. You need to go back to the old way. And it's like, listen, I get it. People are, some people like what they like, and and whatever. But it's like I'm trying to do different things. I'm trying to show people that there's more to me than just, fart jokes and toy hunts. It's like that's the whole thing. And it's like that's why I even created this show, because people get to see a more intimate, more personal, more professional, more intimate, more personal, professional side of me, where I keep it under wraps. And I actually really enjoy doing this show. I mean, I did the one with Mike and I did the other one with Kent. I got you right now, and I think later tonight I'm going to be recording one with Greg. So so this is fun. And again, it's connecting.
Greg's a great dude.
Yeah,
I don't know if you spent a lot of time with him. He's a great dude.
So no, this is actually going to be great, because it's actually going to be the first time I'm actually talking. Me and him are going to talk.
That's awesome.
So
tell
this
Greg
should be
hello for me, because
I most definitely will.
He lives close enough to me. He lives probably 2 hours north of me, that we go to the same shows without knowing it. So and Greg's a big old ex-military guy, and so you'll just be walking around looking at Marvel Legends, and next thing you know, you got a big bear hug, and you're like, oh, that's got to be Greg, because I don't think anyone else has both the courage and the ability to pick me up like that. It's got to be.
Except for Captain
Power. Wonderful Captain Powerless. That's true. But I would know if Jan was around. Like Greg could just all of a sudden be at my Walmart.
Yeah. But man, I mean, so we're trying some new things out. We're gonna have some fun with this. And then obviously now, you guys, you and David, your silent partner.
Yes.
I love that. Yes. It's like watching you guys is like Jay, and it's funny because people refer to me and George as like Jay and Silent Bob, but you and David are definitely Jay and Silent Bob. Because
somebody I saw a comment on a video today. Somebody commented 4 comments in a row, and it was like, "Can David even talk? I must know. Is he mute? Does he have the ability to talk?" Just over and over and over again. And I'm like, I'm just not saying anything. He can answer that if he wants to.
Listen, I'm gonna give people a little behind the scenes tidbit right now. Off camera, David is one of the most animated people you will ever meet.
And one of the greatest people you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
There's a reason all of us are really good friends with him. But
exactly.
On camera, it's he's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's I don't even know how that started. So the first episode that David was in was episode 2. And it was an of Dub Life. And he's the first cast member, let's just say. First of my friends that I introduced, because my show is definitely an ensemble show.
Oh, absolutely.
And we went to 20 GameStops that were on the clearance and bag sale and everything in that episode. And he never said anything the whole time. And I don't know why. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't planned. And then that just became his thing. He's not going to talk on camera, or very rarely. He's got to be really, really excited about something to talk on camera. But as soon as that thing goes off, he just answers the question and continues on.
So one of the things I'm hoping one day that we'll be privy to catch, whether it's on my channel, your channel, Mike's channel, when we're all hanging together, is David lets you know he's looking for something. He's really looking for something.
Yes.
We go to a store and we find it. And he kind of does one of those takes where he looks around to see if anybody's watching him, and then out of nowhere he picks it up and just screams, "Yes!"
Yeah,
and
dances or something.
And we get that on camera,
yeah.
And we just get it on camera. It'll be the greatest. It'll be the greatest thing ever. But it
will be. Well, if you want to hear David talk, and what the original question was, you can actually hear David talk a little bit on when we do our sales stuff. So David and I have started a venture. It is David and Dub, double D, yes, little innuendo, David and Dub, but it's double D Collectibles. There's a Facebook group you can find. If you look at the the notes section of any of my videos in the last 10, there's a link for it in Facebook. Most recently, there's also a link to our Whatnot. We have a Whatnot auction that we've been doing. We've done 4 or 5 of those.
You've done about 4 of them. I've been in all of them, and I've bought something in everyone every single auction. So it's funny because Mike, me and Mike are talking, and he's like, you're gonna be in Brian's their Whatnot thing tonight. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll be there. I'm like, of course I'm there for support. And by support means I'm there to watch, but in reality, I'm there to buy stuff.
I was packing up your package the other day. You bought quite a few things the other day.
I've got a special treat which I'll show right now that David put in there, and I actually messaged David about this, and I'm like, yo, I love you, but I'm like, I don't know if I can show this in the videos, but you know, he put this in there with some stuff written on there. If you guys want to pause to read it, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not actually gonna go ahead.
That's a G.I. Joe, I think, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's got the
military paint.
He's got camo face. So, but I opened up the box. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Everything's in there. I'm digging through that, and I'm like, God, you son of a bitch.
Well, you know, a little behind the scenes or inside baseball. It's not necessarily because Mike's doing giveaways, right, based on his partnership with Whatnot. And I know he's bought some stuff from us that are going to be part of the giveaways.
Yeah.
And he said in his most recent video that he just had a day or so ago, he wants to open it all on camera to show everybody the giveaway. I very much hope he opens it all on camera.
Oh, I can't wait to see this now.
His little surprise.
But I was gonna segue into that next. So, guys, I'll leave the link in the description below for the Facebook group and also their Whatnot page. You can guys go check them out and support. They actually put some really cool stuff up. They've got everything from Hot Toys, Mezco, WW Elites, Turtle stuff, NECA stuff, a wide range of stuff, and it's all at very fair, reasonable pricing.
Sometimes we're taking a bath. We're taking a bath on it.
So I wanted to segue into this, and I'm glad you brought this up, because what's the overall goal of this? Is this to eventually maybe have like an online store, or maybe even like a brick and mortar?
Sure. So at this level where we're at now, the mission, so to speak, is to take what we did in the fire sale, where we can get stuff out to the community, not at the eBay price, not at the scalper price. We're not trying to lose money here. I mean, either, right? Like that can only go so long if we're losing money.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we're able to get something at a really good price, can we sell it to you at also a really good price instead of trying to make top dollar? That's the mission, right? Is to get things in people's hands at a lower price. But yes, I mean, our goal, hopefully one day, is to have potentially a physical storefront in our part. So you see us go to a lot of stores in my videos, but as Seth knows, most of those are actually a good distance away.
Oh, they are so out of the way.
They're hour and a half away. And Atlanta's a big city, and it takes you an hour and a half to go anywhere. But they're legitimate, like 50, 60 miles. Like Second Chance Toys that we all love and we've been to many times. It's 60 miles from us. So there's nothing around us where David and I live we don't go to any stores near our houses. They don't exist. So we would like potentially to have that. We're actually thinking about the way the antique model works, right? Where you have like a little storefront in an antique store, and you leave things up there, and the antique store sells them for you.
Yeah, like on consignment.
Consignment, yep. Maybe flea markets. But right now it's online. Whatnot, a lot of to Craig, to not another retro channel, to Narc, who another person you should have on here.
Oh, we already spoke, but me and Craig already spoke, so we're working on a schedule.
Craig's a great dude, and he's helped us get set up with a Whatnot selling account, and we're working with Whatnot on some things. And so that's a good platform to start. We're going to do some Facebook online sales. We're selling on eBay and everything else. But yes, the mission would be to get to a point where, probably not, almost assuredly not me, but could it be something that David could do full time, and maybe even David and Natalie do full time? A lot of people don't know. Natalie owns her own business, so her to transition into something else is possible as well. And so have something that is kind of a family business, family friends, is in our hobby, is a lot more fun than what we currently do, is the ultimate goal. The big challenge of that is you have to get for our mission, you got to get inventory cheap, right? You got to get inventory at low prices if you want to sell it to people at low prices. It don't do me any good to go buy a Marvel Legend at Walmart at $22.99, even if it's one that a lot of people want, because then I'm just scalping. Like I'm just selling it for $30 scalping. I want to get it and sell you the thing that's $22.99 for $15. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I got to find a way to get it cheaper, whether that's clearance aisles, ollies, things like that, but more specifically, buying up people's collections that want to get out. So we got a lot of inventory from a person that's on YouTube and Instagram and is well known that needed to start over. That was their goal. They wanted to start over, similar to me. And in fact, OG Geek had a chance to do that for me. He could have paid $20,000.
I was there. I was there. I was there when that happened.
It was a pure offer.
Listen, I don't think there's been, at least there's been multiple times where me and Mike have been hanging out, and Mike just has this moment where he's just kind of like,
oh, what did I do?
And I'm like, what's the matter, man? And he goes, dude, I could have had Brian's collection for like 20 grand.
Yeah,
all of it. He's like, I could have had all of it for like 20 grand.
But
and
the
he's
condition was he had to come get it all. I wasn't going to help him pack nothing. Right? He had to go in the attic, get the stuff and pack. Because if you're going to sell something at, let's be honest,
nil to nothing. Yeah, nil to nothing.
Value,
yeah,
5 to 10% of market value. I'm not doing the work. So that's what we did. We told this person, hey, here's the price we'll pay, and we'll come get it tonight. It will be out of your house tonight.
Yeah.
And that's worth money to people, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to get market price. So we were able to get things at affordable rates, which allows us to sell things at affordable rates. Now, not everything is like that. I've still got stuff that I still to this day, Seth, have pre-orders from before my fire sale that still have not come in. Oh. Well, those things I've paid full price for. I can't take
you can't take a bath on that.
Yards and sell it for $10.
Yeah.
So I got to try to sell those at a reasonable rate. I might lose some money on it. That's fine. But I can't take a bath. So that's the goal. But so people, if you're watching this, if you have big collections, especially if you're in the Southeast, general Southeast area, drivable from Atlanta, that's what we're doing. We're buying up collections. But no, we got to buy things really at 50% or less than market value so that we can fulfill our mission. Right. And so for a lot of people, that's not the path. If you want to maximize your money, sell it on eBay. That is the path. Sell it on eBay. That's where you'll get your most money, even with their fees. But for us, especially a lot of loose figures, things like that, that's what we want to do. I'm hopeful. Again, Seth, I'm always trying to do for other people.
Yeah, of course.
David needs a better job, and this would be great for him. He makes plenty of money. He don't get to see his kid enough, and I'd like him to see his kid more. That's what I want.
Also, too, David is like super again, another thing people don't know, David is super knowledgeable about a lot of this stuff. So it's like, if I ever have questions or anything, I know I can go to you, I can go to David, because you guys, you guys know your shit. And that's, and that's a good resource to have.
If you want to hear David talk, if you go to the Whatnot, the stuff puts in the link. I've only been on one of the 4. That means he has to talk a little bit.
Yeah, he has to talk
on the other ones, because I have to. David lives about an hour from me, so I have to go to his house, have time to do it, for us to do it together. So you do get to hear him talk a little.
You get to hear a little bit of David. So it's great that you mentioned that. It's like, we brought that up, and like that's a goal that you guys are trying to work to. And again, this is something I'm trying to get better at, is letting people into my world. I have a goal. My goal is to where I can do YouTube full time. That's my goal. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy putting out content. I enjoy speaking and meeting to people from all walks of life. I get a lot of enjoyment for doing this. And this is something that I really enjoy, that I have a passion for. I wish I would have known about this sooner and earlier in my life than where I'm at now. Because by now, if I started it earlier, I probably would have had the following, built up, the early adopters, built up for that. But again, everybody goes through their life at some point, and then they finally find what they feel like they're destined to do. I feel that I am destined to entertain. I feel I am destined to entertain. I'm destined to put out videos like this for you guys, and I enjoy doing a lot of this stuff, and it has nothing to do with buying toys or collecting. I just like coming on and making videos and just talking, because like I always sit around and be like, who the fuck would want to listen to what I have to say? I'm just a cog in the wheel, just like everyone, just like everyone else. And I want to get to the point where I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for people anymore.
Yeah. That is the goal, isn't it?
And that's the thing, it's like, I want to have a say, and I enjoy putting out content, and that is my goal. Now, whether it's a realistic goal, who knows? Can I sustain, the path that I'm on? Who knows? But I'm going to give it everything I got.
But that's why you always have to be evolving and improving and changing. If we look at our little niche world, right? A lot of us that are on YouTube, are well known, and we go to a toy show, and multiple people come up to us, and you're like, oh man, like a lot of people know me. No, that's not true. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of the people in the world. Most of the people in our country don't know what a Marvel Legend is at all.
Oh no,
like don't know
no.
what it is. So you look at some of the biggest people in our niche community. I won't say any names, but we have people with 500,000 subscribers. But if you look at their videos, they get 1 or 2% of those subscribers actually watch their videos. They get 6,000 views, 8,000 views. 6,000, 8,000 views is great. I wish I ever had a video get 6,000 or 8,000 views. But you know what? Almost half to 3/4 of the people that subscribe to me watch my video every week. So they're there for my content. And I think why that happens to some of those bigger people is they were there new and early and they were popular and they never changed what they did. And so they're doing the same basic video that they did 5 years ago with the same jokes and the same silliness. And eventually people go, I'm done with that. I've moved on.
Yeah.
Just like we stop watching a TV show eventually, right? You go, oh, season 7, I'm out. I'm good. I don't need to watch NCIS anymore. Gibbs is going to solve the crime. I get it. Like, I know what's going to happen. Versus the world of Disney MCU, where it keeps changing, right? They keep us coming back for more.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Endgame happens. You're like, oh, well, it's got to be it, right? Nobody's going to come back for more. Boom, here we are, 3 movies later. Spider-Man's the biggest thing in the world and beat Infinity War records with
That's crazy.
Hardly anybody. We're not going to spoil the movie, but basically one character that was in the Avengers movies, one single person. They keep changing and evolving and making it different because you got to keep the audience engaged. And we have an audience just like anybody else. You got to keep changing, making it better. So I think I agree with you. Very entertaining person. I don't watch many toy hunts. In fact, I think you're the only toy hunter. I guess Mike's is considered a toy hunt, but his is usually other stuff.
Yeah, Mike's more Mike's more lifestyle with other stuff thrown into it. Than,
I watch my buddies, right? I watch Greg.
Yeah.
I watch Kent. I like Ron, Century. Like I watch my buddies, but a lot of that's just on. I'm just seeing what they got going on. I love it when you're doing other things or when you're at a show because you entertain me. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever said this to you. The first time we met at Toylanta and you walked up and I could tell you were just generally uncertain about what was about to happen. Like, are these guys gonna be cool? Or are they gonna be douches? Like, what's this gonna be? Because you were really quiet when you walked up to us. And then like you went back to get something out of the truck or whatever. And I looked at Josh, I'm like, that is not the same guy that is on that camera all the time. So is he just turning it on for the camera? I hope not. I hope he's really who he is. And then within 5 minutes, everything was fine. Right? Like, slapping each other on the butt, and everybody's comfortable with where we're at. And so that's you just are that. You are just an entertaining person that can bring joy to people's lives.
Well, thank you, man. I feel the same way. I really do. But the thing about that is like, I have a history, which a lot of people don't know about, and I don't discuss, because some things aren't meant to be discussed. I've been burned before in the past, and and I'm very cautious in my life of who I let into my circle.
Sure.
So when I meet people at first, I'm always a little, maybe a little, I wouldn't say standoffish, but I'm a little bit more reserved. And then once I get to see how people really are, and we all both warm up to each other, then it's a whole nother nother game, because again, you don't know who has good intentions, who has bad intentions, if people just have intentions of just using you, for like a status, for like a status thing, and it's like, again, I'm always so coy and reserved about who I let into my inner circle. And it's true, like people, have messaged me and they're like, oh, how come I can't be part of your, circle? And it's like, it's like, no offense, man. It's just, and I'm not trying to be rude or be disrespectful or come off as an asshole. It's just my life.
Yeah.
This is the way I like to keep it. I like to keep it drama free. I like to keep it as simple as possible. And I like to be able to be there for the people I know I can be there for and not ever try to disappoint.
Well, there's only so much room for people like us that are big energy, extroverted, like to all of this, right?
Yeah.
But that can only go to so many people. And so we do platforms like this so that everybody can enjoy it, but it can't happen at the individual level hundreds of times. You just run out of time in a day. And for people like us, I can speak for myself, and I think you're like it. That makes me feel bad because then I feel like I'm letting somebody down that I actually don't have any responsibility to.
Yeah.
And then I start robbing from the people I do have responsibility over, that need me to be there because they maybe had a bad day, because they are with me every day. Like, that's somebody that matters. And, you know, the phrase, you know, a child loses their innocence, right, when something bad happens to them. All of us lose our innocence eventually. All of us put up walls and guards for a reason, because something happened, and we're always going to be protective to make sure that doesn't happen to us again. But then you find your inner circle and you let people in. And my life, you know, if you think carefully about my life, and I've talked about, if you watched my Meet the Dubs series that I did at the very beginning of when I started doing Dub Life, where I kind of interviewed like this, all the people that are in my videos. They're either my family, it's Steve that I've known for 25, 30 years, my friend Andrew that I've known for 25 or 30 years. Everybody else is a last 5-year person. I've met them in the last 5 years, because I have just a few people left from early in my life. Then there were events that happened that made me who I am today, but also made me who I am today.
Yeah.
And made me careful with who I let in my life, and who might take advantage and who won't, and all those things. And that's an important lesson to learn. And so, you know, you guys come up to us at the conventions. We're going to be nice. We're going to talk to you. You can walk around with us all day at the conventions if you want to. Am I going to invite you over to the house for Christmas dinner? Well, you know, maybe one day, right? Like that
if that relationship forms, sure.
Right, because Seth and I to each other were just a screen name on the internet at 1.2.
Yeah,
like that's all we were.
Yeah, and because of Mike, you know, our paths crossed, and now we're best of friends. So
and
I mean,
the first time I met Mike was months later than it should have been, because he came to Toylanta several years ago, 3-4 years ago, was there when Josh and I and whoever were there, and he didn't feel comfortable approaching us to talk to us. And he was like, well, I just didn't want to get in you guys' way. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I get that all the time, where like even locally, which kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, where people are like, "Oh, I saw you I saw you while you were there filming at the store," and then I comment back, I'm like, "Well, why didn't you come up and say hi?"
Yeah, I'm not at dinner with my family. Like if we're walking around the Walmart figure-out and you're walking around the Walmart figure-out, say hello.
Yeah, come over and say hi. I'm never gonna turn anybody away.
And like, you'll see us. So like, hopefully we do Castle Dub, and if we do it at Toyland again, we're trying to figure that out. But there'll be something like when we went to MegaCon that you'll see us all promoting for several weeks. If you want to go to that thing, and in one of the promotion in the comments say, "Hey, I'm coming too. I want to hang out. You know, I'm gonna be there this day. Can I look at figures with you?" Absolutely. Like, big public places like that, great. And then maybe you do get into the inner circle one day. That's a possible thing, right? But all of us have to be careful, because we don't, you know, the internet's a weird place.
It is.
Just leave it at that.
It is.
Yes.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, you're probably better off that you don't know what we're talking about.
That's right. Oh goodness.
So but yeah, man, I mean, honestly, dude, it's like, you know, there are very few things in my life that I'm blessed. I'm blessed to, and I'm blessed that you're in my life, and you know, you're one of my closest buddies. You're like one of my confidants, you know. So I'm really looking forward to this BeDubFit, and holding each other accountable. That way, I think at the end of this, we can do that photo shoot together.
Listen, we're gonna put it out there right here. We're just gonna put it out there. We're gonna put it out. Let me take control of this thing real quick.
Go.
So, talk to us here, Seth. When you were a young lad, back in the day, when you were at your target weight, what did you do? What was it that you liked to do for athletic activity in high school?
I was playing baseball and I was wrestling.
He was playing baseball and wrestling. And while he and I both have a certain affinity for the underwear wrestling, as Mike likes to call it, or whatever that is, he was a real wrestler and an amateur wrestler in the singlet, right?
I was in a singlet.
What was your weight class? What did you
I was walking around back then about like $185, but I was solid.
So, you know, I don't know what you weigh right now, but I don't think it's $185. It's probably a few pounds away from that.
Listen, I'm not ashamed. I'm somewhere in the lines between 280 and 300. Let's just call it that.
So, around 100 pounds to lose to get back in playing shape, so to speak. I think you want your goal to maybe get under 200 pounds, and then you see what happens.
Yeah, I would like to get between 195 and 200. I think that would be a decent weight for me where I wouldn't look too emaciated. And if there can be some muscle.
Seth isn't 6'4" like I am. Like
I'm 5'11". I'm not.
So like 5'11", 185 is going to be a good solid. So I got down to 235-ish or whatever I did. I intentionally put on about 20 pounds, and then cooties and pies put on another 20 pounds. So I'm about 265, 270 right now. My goal weight was 225, but when I got to 230, I looked skinny. And one of the things that I don't remember where I put it, but there's this video where Josh and I are at the beach in Karina and Victoria, and he and I jump in a cold pool, Johnny Knoxville style, and then we get up and run in the hot tub. In that video, one of the things that happens when you're big like me, I mean, I was almost 400 pounds, and you lose weight, is you just have skin that's still there, but the fat's not there. And it was just flopping all over the place. And so, like, it made me sad. I even talked, like, Karina at the time was who I talked to about it. I was like, this is just, it makes me feel really negative because I've done all this work, but like, I take my shirt off and it's like, oh my goodness, like I look like, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like it's all folded over and there's nothing I can do. So I talked to the doctor and they're like, well, this is all cosmetic. It's considered elective surgery. There is
you can't like tone it. You can't like do stuff to tone up or anything like that.
Attempt to commit suicide and people think it's a mental health thing, then insurance will pay for it. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But it's, I don't think they were advising me that, but they're like, that's the only way it gets paid for if it's considered like mental health.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, what's the price? It's like, what's going to be several sessions of like $20,000-$25,000 each. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Jesus.
So they're like, the other option is you can try to bulk back up. You need to put muscle on. You have to give that skin something to stretch around that isn't fat.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I try to do. So put on weight, but then also you eat more and you put on weight. So anyway, I have a 50 pounds to lose. I want to get to 225, right? And I want it to be 225, but still have the muscle and speed that I gained this year, right? So that means I got to lean out a lot. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. That's my goal. I haven't been 225 since probably fourth grade because in sixth grade, I was playing football. I was 230 pounds. That's a sixth grader. So I don't know when I was 225, but it's a long time ago. And I say all that to say, Seth, walking around svelte and his honking man, if we both hit our goal weights by the end of the year, we're going to make a Christmas card from BeDubFit from What's Poppin' and Big Dub. And it's going to be Seth in a wrestling singlet. Yep. And I'm going to be in my really shorty shorts that I wear for kickboxing, shirtless. And we're going to make that as a Christmas card. Now, I imagine there's quite a few people that are like, nope, I'm out. I'm not in the challenge. But you can take it. You can make fun of us, spread it, put it on whatever. It's going to be like the Kim Kardashian butt photo. It's coming. We're going to be old up. If we get there, that's the Christmas.
I will get a custom singlet made that has the What's Popping logo right on the front. Yes, and then going across my ass, I wanted to say that's what's popping.
Oh. We're going to elevate up. Listen, this is going to be a lot of fun. And wherever we start at, we're going to go so crazy. Because once people start feeling good and getting into it, don't think there's not going to be a championship belt made. It's going to happen.
Listen, I have to get over that first initial 2 weeks. Once I get over that first 2 week hurdle, then I'm good. Because I am, all joking aside, I am a person of strict routine. Yeah. I get up every morning at the same time. I do everything every day, very methodically thought out. I'm very good about being routine. When I get thrown off my routine, I get grumpy and I get pissed off because I don't like being thrown off my routine. So if I can get past the initial first 2 weeks of eating right, not having any junk food, and creating a workout schedule. Once I get past those 2 weeks, then I'm in the clear. I'm good because then I'm going to be in the zone.
It's Sunday, December 26th, as we're filming this day after Christmas. So a week from tomorrow, I think, is the kind of day one.
Oh yeah,
that Monday. That means we get to eat a lot of goodies for the next.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stuff my face until my heart's content.
Good to get roast beef sandwiches. I mean, it's gonna be on. But so by the time you're all watching this, it's gonna be soon. But I want that singlet photo. I want that.
Oh, it's going to happen.
We're going to get there. We're going to get
if people if people know me as well as the rest of you guys know me, I am a man of my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I do something. So if you want the singlet, you're going to get the singlet. There's no ands if buts about it.
I watched this man eat a whole bunch of nasty stuff because he said he'd eat whatever. He had no shame and he'd do whatever he needed to do to all those jelly beans or
yeah.
What was the sausages? Did Steve eat the sausages?
Oh yeah, Steve ate the sausages. He had that that apple that apple protein, that nasty apple protein powder.
Yes.
You know, but no, we Papa Jacked it. We had Potato Mountain, and then we went to Nick. What is it? The Jim and Nick's.
Jim and Nick's Potato Mountain.
Jim and Nick's, and then we had Potato Mountain Part 2, The Reckoning.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that's where Mike got delirious in the backseat of the car, which is still one of my favorite moments.
Very favorite, and is also the one moment you did not repost on Instagram. That came from that.
Yeah, the one.
That same trip. There's a tip. Seth will repost anything you want on Instagram. Just tag him; he'll post it. But you can't find a line, and it's not a line you would think. You have to know the line, but you can find it. It is there.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
Oh yeah, that was good time.
So, Mr. Dub, it has been nothing but an absolute pleasure being able to talk with you about weight loss, the new challenge that we started, where the future of Double D Collectibles is headed, where the future of our channels are going. So this has been great. I love you, man, more than anything in this world.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man.
I say we at some point here, we'll check back in. We can do this again in some months, and we'll see where we're all at, right? And kind of after Q1, springtime comes, and we'll see. Are we feeling better? And talk. Maybe that time we'll talk a little more about action figures.
I think the talk of the singlet has really motivated me because I really want to become a man of my word for that. I want to give people the you know what we need to do? We need to do the singlet and whatever you want to wear, but we need to have horsies.
Oh, that's fine with me. Yeah, horses. Yep. And we ride the horses. Oh, there'll be a whole listen. Because by then, that's a year from now. Both Seth and Michael have gone really far into the vlog side of things. We will get Mike. He may not have Growing Up Sucks out yet, but we will have him make a documentary of that photo shoot where he does the behind the scenes of us gearing up and getting lathered up and the oil and the fluffers. And all of that kind of stuff. And we'll have a little documentary with all of that. That will be a top ad revenue video. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, it's a coming. It's coming.
So,
guys, I will leave the link in the description below for Big Dub. You can find his YouTube channel down there. You can find his Instagram. You can also find the link for the Double D Collectibles page and also the link for their Whatnot. And make sure you go check it out. If you guys are looking for some good deals when they do the sales on Whatnot, I highly recommend checking that out. I've already acquired quite a few things, which you guys will see in the next hunt video that I put out, because I think everything that I basically bought just showed up in one day from you guys, So I was like, it was funny because it's like first thing, like 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm opening up my front door to go out to work. There's a box sitting there. It's one box already that came from David. Then I come home and then there's 3 more boxes that are sitting out there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
David doesn't play now.
David don't mess around.
He handles the logistics side of it. And he gets that stuff out of there. He takes it seriously. He wants people to get their stuff. He wants them to have their stuff. I think a lot of people that bought from us on that, whatever night that was, it was a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
They had their stuff by Christmas Eve 2 days later.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. So again, guys, everything will be in the description below. Make sure you go check them out. Dubby, thanks so much, buddy, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yep.
We'll definitely have to link up for the Lego Lounge when we start that back up again. Also, maybe a geek show, and go from there.
I'm gonna do better on the live streams this year. I'm gonna do better.
And then we're gonna work on continuing planning Castle Dub 2, the Frightening.
Yeah.
So
frightening.
Frightening. So no more
we
dull.
Need to install bidets in Castle Dub this time.
Listen, not gonna lie, we did run out of toilet paper very quickly. Especially with the group of large fellows that we are.
That's right. And once you wash crack, you never go back. So
I will tell you this. I couldn't wait to get home to use my own toilet. We'll just leave it at that. So, guys, thanks so much for joining. If you guys like what you saw, be sure to give a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And again, keep continuing to comment below on who you guys want to see on. I've got Greg lined up. I've got Narc lined up. I'm working on getting other people. And yeah, just comment below who you're interested in seeing, and maybe I will give them their shot. So thank you for joining us on the episode of The Collector Shot. And we'll see you next time. And in the words of my good buddy, rub it, tug it, squeeze it.
Oh, tug it.
Tugging it. We're tugging it. Yeah, poke it.
Put it in the mouth. Squeeze it.
Later, guys.